G'day everyone, it's Simon here from AQ Outdoors and Aquabatics, checking in from the frozen wasteland of Calgary, Alberta, where it's minus 32 outside and not a lot warmer in our shop right now. So it seems a little strange right now to be talking about rafts, but we do have light at the end of this 2020-21 winter. So here we are this morning, just looking at the Star High Five. So Star is a brand that was bought by NRS a couple of years ago, and the High Five has been a very cool addition to the Star fleet over the last couple of years. So my first interaction with this was at Paddle Sports Retailer a couple of years ago at in Oklahoma City and so they basically have a demo day on the whitewater course there, and this wasn't really on our radar, but they had a demo of it. We jumped on, went up the conveyor belt and everything, and did a couple of R2 like tandem laps in this thing and some man-made class 3 whitewater. And it was a hoot. Some context, which I'm all about, is I come from a raft guiding background, raft guided for many, many years, and try and do raft trips still, whitewater and multi-day raft trips. And so getting in this was kind of like the whitewater kayak version of rafting, which was really neat. So just to kind of go over the specs, I guess, of the boat, and then we'll go into some of the uses a little bit. It's 9 feet and change. As far as like the length of it goes. It has diminishing tubes at the front, which basically means they just get a little bit smaller, so it actually helps the boat ride up and over waves if you're in whitewater. Comes with a couple of thwarts, so if you are setting it up with a frame, which we'll talk about later on, you can mount 2 thwarts here. Typically, if you're sort of R2ing it, you'll have maybe one person here and one person there, and you just have that thwart as an extra bit of rigidity to the boat, and also a spot for people to put their feet. Self-draining floor like all whitewater rafts, and then it also has a nice stiff drop stitched floor. So if you're not familiar with drop stitched floors, basically it just helps you pump it up really tense so that you've got lots of rigidity in the boat, so that really helps. High quality valves, and it's a PVC raft, so it's relatively lightweight. It's about 87 or 90 pounds, somewhere in that ballpark. So blah blah blah, specs, you can look those up online. So the reality of this thing in our neck of the woods in the Rockies is, I think the beauty of this raft for me is it's super versatile. So if you're an experienced whitewater rafter, you could take this out on some pretty technical class 3 and class 4 whitewater with a capable and competent partner and have an absolute riot. It's super lightweight, it's super maneuverable, it's reinforced on the bottom. It's definitely designed for whitewater, so it's really, really durable. But the lightweight feel of it in the whitewater is what I really, really dug from an R2 standpoint. Is it's just zippy and maneuverable, and you can get where you want to go. It feels, it's not cumbersome like a longer, heavier raft. Conversely, for the fishing folk, the anglers out there looking to access small streams, little rivers, even sheltered flat water, you can very easily put a frame on here, like a simple one, all the way through to a fancy angler frame with multiple seats, casting platforms and all that kind of thing. And you can access some like really small creeks and rivers that you otherwise would either have to hike into or kayak into or pack raft into or something like that. And it's big enough for a couple of people. I haven't tested this, but if you were to go, like if you had 2 people and you wanted to go on a multi-day, like a long weekend fishing trip, you have the capacity and you do have the space. You'd have to pack a little lighter than a normal rafting trip, but you could certainly go out and do an overnight or a multi-day sort of raft fishing trip on this guy. So, I think for me, I actually got one of these for myself this year. I've got a young family, and this is how I'm going to kind of, eke them in and get them into sort of a bit of whitewater rafting. With paddles, because I've just done a bunch of oar rafting up until this point. So I think overall the versatility of this boat is fantastic. It's super lightweight. You can use it for whitewater. You can use it for recreational float trips. You can use it to be an amazing raft fishing platform. To get you to those out of the way places that others can't get to. You could fly fish off of it. You can spin cast off of it. No worries at all. And it's relatively inexpensive when you compare it to like Hyperlon boats or other bigger rafts, right? So it's a great way to get into the rafting game. Super versatile, really durable, super fun to use for whatever application you've got, whether it's angling or whitewater. And yeah, overall, we're going to do a bunch more reports on this as we go through the season, use cases. We're going to get some video of us rafting it in class 3 and 4 whitewater. We're going to get some video footage of kayak angling, of raft angling. And yeah, so we'll keep you filled in. But fantastic option, good price point, really durable, well built, backed by NRS, who are a fantastic brand. So yeah, overall, this is the Star High 5 raft. And yeah, we'll be back with some more in the future. Thanks so much for checking the video out. If you've got any questions, stick them in the comments below. And for more information, check us out at aqoutdoors.com.